Hey everyone, today I'm talking about my September wrap-up. Yeah, it is September. Don't know what month it is, but that's fine. At least it was. I know it's October, but I'm talking about my September wrap-up, what I read, stuff like that, and what I'm reading in the month of October. As you can tell, look, I got him on here. I'm ready for it, so let's get into it. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Like I said, I'm going into my September wrap-up and my October TBR stuff. Now, excuse the squeaking. I am currently on my bed because, you know, it's a little bit more comfortable and you have a little bit more of a cooler background, a little bit more not so boring and stuff, so I decided on that. So excuse the squeakiness. I got a squeaky bed, I'm sorry. This is what it's going to be like for a little bit, so excuse that. So, I guess I'll just go into the first thing I read in September. If you watched in my reading vlog, my two-part reading vlog, I read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. I gave this a 4-star. Now, the reason why I gave it a 4-star is because I feel like it could have been shortened a little bit. I mean, it was entertaining the whole entire time. It kept me engaged. I loved it. I loved the aspects of it, especially the Easter eggs you got in here. Because this is placed in the 10th Hunger Games, so President Snow, or Coriolanus, you follow him, he's 18, he's in this academy almost like high school in a way, and he's being a mentor in the game, so they're doing an experiment with these kids to mentor these people in the different districts and to train them in the games, stuff like that, but like, since it is the 10th Hunger Games, they're still fixing and tweaking things in the games to kind of see what people like and stuff like that. So it's not like we're in the Hunger Games trilogy where like the people they're interviewed, they get the glitz and the glamour and they really live in the capital for like those couple days. It's not like that at all. They're treated more like animals and they're not really fed, so like a good bit of them die before they even get in the arena and stuff. So you really follow the differences between this Hunger Games and between the 74th and 5th Hunger Games when you read them in a Hunger Games trilogy. And then you follow him during his struggles because he's a Snow, so their name was like a big famous name, like they were like prestige, you know, they were like royalty in the capital, and then their father died in the wars, during the rebel wars and stuff, and then so like they're dealing with like not having any money and like being hungry all the time, so the only thing he gets to eat basically like a good meal is when he's at school, and it's referenced all the time, but he always keeps saying to himself, Snow's land on top. So he's dealing with not having his family name tarnished, and what kind of, he takes a few hits because he does things to things that will gain him more, that'll help him more out, you know, like he befriends like his friend Sejanus just to see if he can get money out of his father in a way, to see if he can win in the, because if their tribute wins, the mentor ends up getting like a Fulbright scholarship and a bunch of money. So he got friends with his dad to kind of see if he can cheat his way to the top. He even cheated in the games to help his tribute win, so he even betrays his friend at some point to gain him more power. So he's in the end, he's in it all for himself. So that's what this book is all about, to see, because even in the back it says, ambition will fuel him, competition will drive him, but power has its price. So that's what it says. So basically he ends up being corrupted by his own power because he wants everything for himself. He wants the fame and the glory and all that stuff. So you follow that, and you also see a little bit of romance, a little bit between him and the character Lucy Gray from District 12. And there's hints between, like, the reason why, you know, the Hanging Tree, that song, there's hints of why you actually get the backstory of how that was created and why that has such an effect on President Snow in the book, which I'm assuming has effect in the book because it did in the movie. I'm going based on the movie since I haven't read that third book yet, so so you kind of get that backstory. You also get how the ideas of the tributes getting like sponsors and getting things given to them in the arena, and how all those original ideas in the 74th Hunger Games, how you see it today, how those ideas become into being. So I give that 4 out of 5 stars, just because all that Easter eggs and all that cool stuff and everything. So that was one book I read, and my second book I read was the very first Hunger Games. Now, if you watched our reading vlog for this, I did a whole reading vlog of me reading the Hunger Games for the first time. Now, I did read this. I was in 6th grade though, so no, 5th grade. So it was a very long time. So it's not like I remember really anything of it. So it was like reading it for the very first time to me. So we all know this is about Katniss Everdeen gets thrown into the Hunger Games because she ends up volunteering for her sister, stuff like that. We basically know what it's about, so I'm not going to go into a synopsis, but I will go into what I thought. I thought this was a great read. I get 5 stars because just how it was really engaging, and you were like really into it. You felt like you really were Katniss. You felt like you really were her. And the other thing I couldn't get out of my head was that when she's talking with Peeta and stuff, she's really thinking like she has to really fight him in the end and like possibly kill him. But she's always having to think, especially when she's in the Capitol, she has to be careful of every single thing she says. Otherwise it could incriminate her and her family and everybody else, and possibly like make her show her vulnerability to Peeta, because this is in the very beginning before like anything ever happens. So she thinks that he could use this against me to kill me. So she has to like really guard herself and everything she has to say, and the way she has to act in the Capitol, which I couldn't imagine like doing that, being careful of everything I could say. You have to really think, like someone says something to you, and you have to think, how should I respond to this, you know? How will this affect me? Could this possibly incriminate me or anybody else around me? That kind of thing. And then you really kind of see, you really got to see that in her. Plus she has like the hunter instinct, and she's always thinking about like the food aspect, and always having to hunt. And that's referenced big time in the book, especially when she's in the games themselves, in the arena, and she's really, her instincts of like always having to hunt and find food really kicks in. She's always like referencing that, and like she's really comparing her life in District 12 compared to in the Capitol. So she's really, that was always on her mind. That's why I couldn't get over, you know. And then after that, I read Catching Fire for the first time. Now I did really read this for the very first time. So if you watch my reading vlog, I have 2 reading vlogs out for these two. So if you want to check them out, go check them out. I think they're pretty good. Maybe you can give me some hints on how to make my vlogs a little bit better and how to improve on them, stuff like that. So this basically picks up where Hunger Games left off at. I'm not really going to get on synopsis because we know what happens, we know it, but I'll tell you what I thought about it. The one thing that I can't get over is that she lives in this Capitol life now, but she also has to think, like, her fears are more, they're not more or less like she's trying to incriminate herself, because like President Snow knows what the heck she's doing by this point, but like she now realizes that she started a rebellion without even realizing that she did it, and she's really coming to grips with like that she is like this symbol, because in the end, like especially the end, the end, it goes, whenever she finally escapes and all that stuff, Gale goes, Katniss, there is no District 12. I'm like, what? That was pretty shocking. So a little side tangent, but towards the end they're explaining to her like, you are the Mockingjay, you are the symbol. Our whole goal was to get you out, because the rebellion is like starting up in all of the districts, so they can't calm it down, because that's what President Snow was going to try her to do, but she couldn't, because they didn't believe it, because they knew that she was just saying stuff off cards and stuff like that. But she didn't do this on purpose. She's like a 17-year-old girl she is a symbol to everyone in the districts now, and she has to come to grips with like having that on her shoulders, you know. You have to think, you're 17 years old, and you have that big weight on your shoulder, like you're the one supposed to lead everybody. People are going to look to you to lead everybody to freedom, because like they're under the thumbs of the Capitol at this point, like this whole entire time, for like 75 years at this point. So they're looking to her, and even like all the people who even go back in the Hunger Games and they've been reaped from the existing winners. Like they even like sacrificed themselves to even do it for her. Like they even had alliance where like they had it planned. Like they were going to sacrifice themselves to even like help people out to lead them to freedom. So, and you really get to see that realization coming into her when she's realizing, oh my god, I started this rebellion and I didn't even mean to. I just wanted to save my sister. I was looking out for my family, and all these people are now looking to me to lead them. You know, I'm not that kind of person. You know, you really see that, which I feel like I just couldn't get that over my head with this book, and that's what I really liked about this book. That's why I gave this one 5 stars. They're both great, so I can't really say nothing bad about it, because they're great. Especially like Hamish. Like, okay, let's talk about Hamish for a moment, okay? Hamish, like, you think in the very first book, right? You think he's just a drunk who just won the game, whatever. He don't want to do anything, right? But then he really pulls it in. Like, he really comes through it towards the end. He's smarter than what you think. Like, he planned this all behind Katniss's back that she didn't know. Like, he had everything planned out, everything set up for her to get out and win, and for her to start this rebellion. Like, he really, I liked him, man. But he did that, I'm like, dang, he's smarter than I thought. But that's all I kind of say about him. And I guess Effie, I think Effie's kind of, you know, the Effie, oh my god, I think she's finally realizing as well that, oh wow, this is a real thing. I think she's realizing, you know, I can't really live this capital life because people really are suffering out there, you know, that kind of thing. So I think since, like, their team, because like, we are a team, you know, I think that they got really close because they've had to be really close, you know, which is kind of cool, okay. And so this month I read, wait, did I read anything else? I gotta think for a good minute. No, I didn't read anything else. I don't think I did. Nope, I didn't. Okay. So basically, I just read these books for the month of September. That is it. I know I said that I was gonna read the Midnight Sun, but I ended up like having a whole plan of reading these 2 books for the first time. So, and reading both of these. So I had a really inspiring moment there. So I will get to that, I promise. And I will be going into hopefully getting to in the month of October. Not say I'm gonna read all of these, but we'll see if I do. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll just be read. We'll see. Okay, I'll start off the first book I'm currently reading right now, and that is The Girl with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey. This is basically zombies, but like they're children's zombies who really, I'm not going to go too much into it because I'm going to be I'm vlogging this. So basically it's about zombies being in an army base and then having experiments kind of being done on them, teaching them, seeing how the brain works until an outbreak happens. So that is that. I originally got this because Becca from Back in the Books read it. She said it was really gory. She didn't really like it. She don't really like the gory stuff about it, but I like it. So, and so far I am really liking it. I'm like on page 134, 135, chapter 26. So I'm really enjoying it. So that's one book I am currently reading, and it's on my TBR. That one. And then I really want to read is maybe like kind of slowly read The Shining by Stephen King. Now, I absolutely love this when I first read it last year. I feel like it's only proper to read it now because it's October. Haunted hotel, creepy stuff happens, a rogue mallet, things floating, stuff like that. So I think most people know what The Shining's about. So I'm really not gonna go into it. I'll go into it if I vlog it or something. So that, and I really want to get. This isn't really Halloween related, but I want to try and get to Harry Potter and Order of the Phoenix because I'm doing a reread of that. So I may not get to it since it's so big, but you know, it's about Harry Potter. That's it. And the one I really want to reread is Dracula by Bram Stoker. Now we know what Dracula is about, but I'm gonna be listening and following along audibly, so I can get more out of it because I feel like there's a lot maybe I missed when I physically read it. So, and it's basically told in like journal format and articles and stuff like that, which I really love. That's the way Frankenstein was too, by Mary Shelley. And I really like that aspect of it. You should get more perspective from other people. And I did just watch like Nosferatu the 1922 movie that was like made a silent film, so just watched that. So that's what really made me want to reread it. I feel like it's just more fitting and proper to reread this. So I'm really excited because I like Vampires and Man. I love Dracula when I first read it. So I should read it twice. So this will be my third time reading it. So this is also Introduction by Peter Straub, which I think Peter Straub did a thing with Stephen King. Wrote a book with Stephen King, so that's kind of cool. So books I'm reading for the month of October is Girl with All the Gifts and Mark Harry. Hopefully, maybe Harry Potter or the Phoenix, and The Shining by Stephen King, and Dracula. So that's just about it for my September wrap-up and October TBR or whatever. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like, comment, subscribe, do all the things you want to do, and hopefully I'll see you on my next video. Hope you guys are having a nice morning, day, evening, night, wherever you guys are in the world, and hopefully I'll see you on my next video. Bye!